In the mid-18th century, Japan was a nation rooted in tradition, where the ancient practices of healing dominated the landscape of medicine. Yet, amid this cultural backdrop, a young man named Sugita Genpaku began to question the world around him. Born in 1733 in Edo, he was the son of a samurai, and grew up surrounded by the teachings of Confucianism and the arts, yet he felt a yearning for something more. Sugita's curiosity ignited at a young age. He was fascinated by the human body and the mysteries of life. While many in his community accepted traditional medical practices without question, Sugita often wondered about the reasoning behind them. This questioning spirit would set him apart from his peers. At the age of 20, Sugita's life took a pivotal turn when he encountered a book about Dutch studies, known as Rangaku, which was Japan's only window into Western science. The text introduced him to new ideas and practices that piqued his interest. With determination, he began learning Dutch, knowing that mastering the language could unlock a treasure trove of medical knowledge. Sugita soon joined a group of fellow scholars dedicated to exploring Western medicine. Together, they shared their thoughts on anatomy and healing, drawing from a limited number of translated texts. It was during these discussions that Sugita first learned about the practice of dissection, a method that intrigued him but was considered taboo in Japanese society. Despite the societal restrictions, Sugita's desire to understand the human body only deepened. He became consumed by the idea of uncovering the mysteries of anatomy. However, the challenges ahead would test his resolve and commitment to the pursuit of knowledge. His turning point came in 1774 when he stumbled upon a Dutch anatomical book, Tafel Anatomia. The detailed illustrations depicted the human body in a way he had never seen before, and he felt a rush of excitement. This book could be the key to revolutionizing medical knowledge in Japan, but translating it would require immense effort and collaboration. With the support of his peers, Sugita embarked on a journey to translate the text. Little did he know that this project would not only change his life, but also spark a significant transformation in Japanese medicine. As he began this ambitious task, the shadows of doubt and resistance loomed ahead, setting the stage for a remarkable story of courage and change. Sugita Genpaku's early years were marked by curiosity and determination. His thirst for knowledge would propel him into a journey that would challenge traditional beliefs and shape the future of healthcare in Japan. The road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but Sugita was ready to face them head-on. With a renewed sense of purpose, Sugita Genpaku set out to translate the groundbreaking Dutch anatomical text, Tafel Anatomia. This project was not merely an academic endeavor. It was a quest to bring Western medical knowledge to Japan, a mission that would require immense dedication and collaboration. Gathering a small group of like-minded scholars, Sugita initiated meetings in a modest room in Edo. These gatherings became a melting pot of ideas, where passion for learning fueled heated discussions and debates. Each member of the group brought unique insights, but the challenges of language and terminology often complicated their efforts. Sugita was determined to accurately convey the intricate details of human anatomy, yet translating complex terms from Dutch to Japanese was no simple task. The language barrier posed significant hurdles, as many anatomical concepts had no direct equivalents in Japanese. Nevertheless, Sugita and his team pressed on, creating a glossary of terms and sharing insights from their own understanding of medicine. As they worked tirelessly, Sugita became increasingly aware of the implications of their translation. If successful, Kaita Shinsho would not only introduce new anatomical knowledge but also challenge existing beliefs about medicine in Japan. The stakes were high, and with every page they translated, Sugita felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. During this period, Sugita faced growing opposition from traditionalists who were wary of Western influence. Rumors circulated that his work would undermine the cultural integrity of Japanese medicine. Undeterred, Sugita remained focused on his mission. He believed that the pursuit of knowledge was essential for the advancement of healthcare, and that blending Western and traditional practices could lead to better patient outcomes. In 1776, after 2 arduous years of collaboration, Sugita and his team completed the translation of Kaita Shinsho. The text was a remarkable achievement, filled with detailed illustrations and descriptions of the human body. Sugita felt a surge of pride as he held the completed manuscript in his hands. This was not just a book. It was a beacon of hope for a new approach to medicine in Japan. However, the real challenge lay ahead: how to present this revolutionary work to the medical community and the public. Sugita knew that acceptance would not come easily. He began planning a series of lectures and demonstrations to showcase the knowledge contained in Kaita Shinsho and to address the skepticism of his critics. In the summer of 1776, Sugita organized a public demonstration in Edo. He invited physicians, scholars, and community members to witness firsthand the insights from his translation. As he prepared for the event, he felt a mix of anticipation and anxiety. Would the audience embrace the new ideas, or would they reject them outright? The day of the demonstration arrived, and a crowd gathered, buzzing with curiosity and skepticism. Sugita began by explaining the significance of Kaita Shinsho, emphasizing its potential to enhance medical understanding. He carefully guided the audience through the illustrations, drawing connections between the anatomical details and their relevance to health and disease. As he spoke, Sugita could see expressions of intrigue replace skepticism in some faces. He encouraged questions and engaged in spirited discussions, hoping to break down barriers of misunderstanding. His passion for knowledge shone through, and slowly he began to win over hearts and minds. The demonstration marked a turning point. Although some traditionalists remained unconvinced, many attendees left with a newfound appreciation for the integration of Western knowledge into Japanese medicine. Sugita's efforts were beginning to bear fruit, igniting a spark of curiosity that would lead to further exploration and acceptance of new medical practices. The completion of Kaita Shinsho and the success of the demonstration solidified Sugita Genpaku's place in history. He had taken the first bold steps toward transforming the medical landscape in Japan, but he knew this was just the beginning. The path ahead would be filled with challenges, but Sugita was ready to face them, driven by an unwavering commitment to advancing the field of medicine for the benefit of all. After the successful demonstration of Kaita Shinsho, Sugita Genpaku felt a surge of hope. However, he soon realized that the path to acceptance for his groundbreaking ideas would be fraught with challenges. The traditional medical community, while intrigued, remained hesitant. Many physicians viewed the integration of Western practices as a threat to their long-held beliefs and the cultural identity of Japanese medicine. In the months that followed, Sugita faced increasing scrutiny. Some colleagues openly criticized him, labeling his work as misguided and dangerous. They argued that the practices outlined in Kaita Shinsho undermined the principles of Japanese healing, which emphasized harmony and natural balance. Sugita listened to their concerns but remained steadfast in his belief that progress was necessary for the advancement of healthcare. Determined to bridge the divide, Sugita continued his efforts to engage with both supporters and skeptics. He organized more lectures and discussions, inviting respected physicians to share their perspectives. He emphasized that the goal was not to replace traditional methods but to enhance them with new knowledge that could save lives. One of the pivotal moments came when Sugita received an invitation to present his work at a prominent medical conference in Edo. This was a chance to reach a wider audience and engage with influential figures in the medical community. Sugita prepared meticulously, knowing that this presentation could either bolster his credibility or further alienate him from traditionalists. On the day of the conference, Sugita stood before an audience of esteemed physicians and scholars. He presented the key findings from Kaita Shinsho, showcasing the anatomical illustrations and their practical implications for diagnosis and treatment. As he spoke, he felt the weight of skepticism in the room, but he also sensed a flicker of interest from some attendees. Following his presentation, Sugita opened the floor for questions. A well-respected physician challenged him, questioning the validity of Western practices. Sugita responded calmly, sharing evidence from case studies that demonstrated the benefits of the techniques he advocated. He encouraged the audience to consider the potential for improved patient care and outcomes. The exchange was intense, but Sugita's passion and knowledge began to sway some opinions. A few physicians who had initially opposed him expressed their willingness to explore the ideas he presented. This marked a significant shift in the conversation, indicating that perhaps change was possible. As word of Sugita's presentation spread, he began to receive invitations to speak at various gatherings across Japan. His reputation grew, and he became known as a pioneer advocating for a new approach to medicine. Despite the progress, Sugita remained aware of the resistance he faced. Traditionalists continued to voice their opposition, and he often felt the need to defend his ideas in public forums. One notable incident occurred when Sugita was invited to a debate at a prominent temple. The audience was predominantly composed of traditionalists, and Sugita knew he had to tread carefully. During the debate, he presented his arguments with clarity and respect for the traditional practices that had served the community for generations. To his surprise, several attendees began to express interest in the possibility of collaboration between traditional and Western methods. This moment of openness was a significant victory for Sugita, illustrating that dialogue could pave the way for progress. As Sugita continued to engage with the medical community, he also recognized the importance of educating the next generation. He expanded the curriculum at the Shoheizaka School to include both traditional and Western practices, preparing students to navigate the complexities of the evolving medical landscape. His students embraced this integrated approach, becoming ambassadors for the new ideas Sugita championed. Through persistence and dedication, Sugita Genpaku began to change perceptions about Western medicine. His efforts helped bridge the gap between tradition and innovation, fostering a culture of inquiry that would benefit future generations of physicians. Despite the ongoing challenges, Sugita remained optimistic. He believed that the true measure of his success would be seen in the lives saved and the health improved by integrating diverse medical practices. As he continued to advocate for change, Sugita's journey was only beginning, and the impact of his work would resonate far beyond his lifetime. With each successful presentation and lecture, Sugita Genpaku solidified his role as a pioneer in Japanese medicine. However, the road to reform was not yet smooth. As he garnered support from younger physicians and curious scholars, the resistance from traditionalists grew stronger. They feared that embracing Western medicine would erode the cultural heritage that defined Japanese healing practices. Despite this pushback, Sugita remained resolute. He recognized that the true challenge lay not only in advocating for new ideas but also in creating an environment where collaboration could thrive. To achieve this, he sought to build alliances with key figures in the medical community, hoping to create a united front that would support the integration of Western practices. Sugita's efforts bore fruit when he formed a coalition with several forward-thinking physicians. Together, they established the Kaita Club, a forum for discussing medical advancements and sharing knowledge about both traditional and Western methods. This initiative provided a safe space for practitioners to explore new ideas without fear of judgment. The Kaita Club quickly gained traction, attracting a diverse group of members, including students eager to learn and seasoned physicians willing to adapt. Sugita emphasized the importance of respect for traditional practices while encouraging innovative thinking. The club's discussions ranged from anatomy and physiology to treatment techniques, creating an interdisciplinary approach to medicine. As the club flourished, Sugita organized workshops where members could practice new techniques in a collaborative environment. He invited skilled practitioners from both sides to demonstrate methods, fostering a spirit of teamwork. These workshops not only enhanced skills but also built relationships among physicians who had previously been divided by their beliefs. One particularly influential workshop focused on surgical techniques. Sugita invited a renowned Dutch surgeon to demonstrate advanced procedures, drawing a large audience. Attendees were captivated by the precision and effectiveness of the methods presented. Sugita seized the moment to engage the audience in discussions about how these techniques could complement traditional practices. The impact of the Kaita Club extended beyond the walls of the workshops. Members began to advocate for change in their own communities, introducing new practices and sharing insights from their experiences. This grassroots movement fostered a growing acceptance of Western medicine, as more physicians recognized the potential benefits for their patients. Despite the progress, Sugita was aware that deep-rooted skepticism remained. He faced challenges in convincing influential figures who still clung to traditional beliefs. One such figure was Dr. Hoshino, a prominent traditionalist who openly criticized Sugita's efforts. Hoshino argued that Western methods lacked the holistic understanding of the human body that characterized Japanese medicine. Sugita understood that addressing these concerns was crucial. He invited Dr. Hoshino to a special meeting of the Kaita Club, where he hoped to engage in a constructive dialogue. The meeting provided an opportunity for both men to share their perspectives and find common ground. During the discussion, Sugita acknowledged the value of traditional practices while presenting evidence of how Western methods could enhance patient care. Hoshino was initially resistant, but Sugita's respectful approach and willingness to listen gradually opened a channel of communication. This dialogue marked the beginning of a cautious friendship, bridging the gap between two opposing views. As the Kaita Club gained prominence, Sugita realized the importance of documenting their discussions and findings. He encouraged members to publish their research, creating a journal that showcased the innovative ideas emerging from their collaboration. This publication provided a platform for voices that had been marginalized in the medical community, further solidifying the group's influence. The formation of a new medical identity was underway, and Sugita felt a sense of accomplishment. He had not only advocated for change, but had also created a community committed to collaboration and mutual respect. As the boundaries between traditional and Western practices began to blur, Sugita envisioned a future where diverse medical philosophies coexisted, enriching the field of medicine for all. However, he knew that the journey was far from over. The challenges ahead would require continued advocacy, education, and dialogue. Sugita Genpaku was prepared to face these obstacles head-on, fueled by his belief in the power of knowledge to transform lives. The seeds of change had been planted, and he was determined to nurture their growth. As the Kaita Club gained momentum, Sugita Genpaku found himself at the center of a burgeoning movement in Japanese medicine. The club's blend of traditional and Western practices began to inspire a new generation of physicians who were eager to embrace innovation. However, this progress came with a heightened level of scrutiny and resistance from those who felt threatened by these changes. In the spring of 1779, Sugita was invited to present at the prestigious Kansai Medical Conference, a significant platform that could elevate his work and ideas to a national audience. He understood that this was an opportunity to reach influential figures in the medical community and potentially shift the tide in favor of his integrative approach. Excited but apprehensive, he began preparing his presentation meticulously, knowing the importance of striking the right balance between traditional practices and the new ideas he championed. The day of the conference arrived, and Sugita stood before a packed auditorium filled with respected physicians and scholars from across the country. He spoke passionately about the need for collaboration in medicine, emphasizing the potential for improved patient outcomes through a combined approach. He showcased the successes from the Kaita Club, including case studies where integrated methods had led to better diagnoses and treatments. As he presented, he could feel the room divided. Some attendees nodded in agreement, while others whispered doubts. Sugita's heart raced as he faced a particularly hostile audience member, a prominent traditionalist who questioned the validity of his claims. The confrontation was tense, but Sugita remained composed. He addressed the man's concerns with evidence and examples from their recent workshops, demonstrating the practical benefits of blending medical philosophies. By the end of his presentation, Sugita had captivated many in the audience, and several respected physicians publicly expressed their support for his ideas. This endorsement marked a significant turning point, as it encouraged others to explore the possibility of integrating Western practices into their own work. Sugita felt a wave of relief wash over him, but he knew that the journey was far from over. Despite this success, the resistance from traditionalists intensified. Dr. Hoshino, who had begun to soften his stance, faced backlash from his peers for associating with Sugita and the Kaita Club. Traditionalists rallied to undermine Sugita's efforts, spreading rumors and casting doubt on his credibility. They argued that his approach was reckless and could lead to the erosion of Japanese medicine's core principles. Feeling the pressure of these opposing forces, Sugita knew he had to tread carefully. He reached out to Dr. Hoshino, suggesting they host a joint seminar to address the concerns of skeptics directly. This collaboration would demonstrate that dialogue was possible, even among differing viewpoints. The seminar attracted a diverse audience, including both proponents and critics of Sugita's work. Together, Sugita and Hoshino presented their ideas, fostering an open discussion about the benefits of integrating Western techniques with traditional practices. The event was both challenging and rewarding, as Sugita faced tough questions, but also witnessed moments of understanding and respect. One particularly powerful moment occurred when a young physician shared a personal story about how Western techniques had saved a patient's life in a critical situation. The testimony resonated with the audience, illustrating the tangible benefits of Sugita's approach. This shared experience began to shift perceptions, leading to thoughtful discussions among attendees. As the seminar concluded, Sugita felt a renewed sense of hope. He had successfully engaged with skeptics and fostered an environment of dialogue. Yet he remained aware of the ongoing challenges ahead. The deep-rooted beliefs of traditionalists would not be changed overnight, and he needed to continue advocating for the integration of new ideas into the medical landscape. In the months that followed, Sugita and his allies worked tirelessly to promote their vision. They organized community health workshops that included both traditional and Western practices, demonstrating their effectiveness in real-world scenarios. This grassroots approach helped to build trust and gradually won over more practitioners. While progress was being made, Sugita understood that the journey would require persistence and resilience. He remained committed to his mission of transforming Japanese medicine even in the face of adversity. As he looked toward the future, he knew that every challenge he faced was an opportunity for growth, both for himself and for the field he cherished. The seeds of change were sprouting, and Sugita Genpaku was determined to nurture them until they flourished. As the movement for integrating Western practices into Japanese medicine gained traction, Sugita Genpaku began to see the fruits of his labor. The Kaita Club flourished, and its influence extended beyond Edo, reaching practitioners in distant provinces who were eager to learn and adapt. Sugita's vision of a collaborative medical community was slowly becoming a reality, yet he remained aware that his journey was far from complete. In 1781, Sugita received an unexpected invitation to the Imperial Court in Kyoto. The invitation was a significant honor, as it offered a chance to present his ideas to the ruling elite and influential scholars of Japan. Sugita understood the weight of this opportunity. If he could gain the support of the court, it could provide a strong foundation for the acceptance of his integrated approach across the nation. Preparing for this presentation was no small task. Sugita gathered data, case studies, and testimonials from physicians who had successfully applied both traditional and Western methods in their practices. He crafted a compelling narrative that highlighted the benefits of a balanced approach to medicine, emphasizing that progress did not have to come at the expense of tradition. On the day of the presentation, Sugita entered the Grand Hall of the Imperial Court, feeling a mix of excitement and trepidation. As he addressed the court, he articulated his vision for a future where diverse medical philosophies coexisted, enriching the lives of all citizens. He spoke of the successes achieved through collaboration and the potential for further advancements in healthcare. The response was mixed. Some court officials nodded in agreement, intrigued by Sugita's insights, while others remained skeptical, loyal to the traditional methods that had governed medicine for centuries. Nevertheless, Sugita's eloquence and passion left a lasting impression, leading to further discussions among the court members about the future of medicine in Japan. In the months following his presentation, Sugita noticed a gradual shift in attitudes. More physicians began to experiment with new practices, inspired by the successes of their peers. Hospitals and clinics began to adopt a more integrative approach, blending techniques to provide comprehensive care for their patients. Sugita felt a sense of fulfillment as he witnessed the transformation taking place within the medical community. However, not all traditionalists were willing to accept this change. A faction of conservative physicians continued to mount opposition, insisting that Western practices were incompatible with Japanese values. They sought to undermine Sugita's work through publications that criticized his methods and questioned his credibility. Sugita, undeterred, chose to focus on the positive changes occurring around him. He organized public health campaigns that showcased the benefits of the integrated approach, emphasizing real-life stories of patients whose lives had improved thanks to these new practices. These campaigns not only educated the public but also built support for his vision among the broader community. As the years went by, Sugita's influence extended beyond medicine. He began to advocate for education reforms that would prepare future generations of physicians to embrace a holistic understanding of health. He championed the inclusion of both Western and traditional medical principles in medical schools, ensuring that students would learn to navigate the complexities of a rapidly changing field. By the time Sugita reached his 60s, he had established himself as a respected figure in Japanese medicine, known not only for his contributions to anatomy but also for his commitment to fostering collaboration and understanding among practitioners. His legacy was beginning to take shape, but he knew that true change would take time. As he reflected on his journey, Sugita understood that the seeds of change he had planted were just the beginning. The medical landscape was evolving, and he had played a crucial role in shaping its direction. He remained hopeful that the next generation of physicians would continue to build upon his work, creating a future where diverse medical philosophies could coexist in harmony. In his later years, Sugita Genpaku often shared his story with students, encouraging them to pursue knowledge with an open mind. He believed that the true essence of medicine lay in understanding the human experience and embracing the complexities of healing. His words resonated deeply with the young physicians he mentored, inspiring them to challenge conventions and advocate for a brighter future in healthcare. Sugita's journey was not just about personal achievement. It was about leaving a legacy of change that would endure long after his time. He envisioned a world where the integration of diverse medical practices would lead to improved health outcomes for all. As he continued to advocate for collaboration, Sugita knew that the impact of his work would echo through generations, shaping the future of medicine in Japan for years to come. Sugita Genpaku's journey is a powerful reminder that true change often requires courage, perseverance, and an unwavering commitment to knowledge. His story illustrates how one individual's passion can inspire a movement, challenging established norms and paving the way for future generations. As we reflect on Sugita's legacy, let us remember that progress is not achieved overnight. It takes time, dialogue, and collaboration to bridge divides and build a better future. Each of us has the potential to make a difference in our fields, whether in medicine, education, or any other area of life. Let Sugita's determination to integrate diverse perspectives inspire us to embrace innovation while honoring our traditions. Together, we can foster an environment where new ideas thrive, enriching our communities and enhancing the human experience. In the face of challenges, may we always remember that change is possible, and with it, the potential to transform lives for the better. As Sugita once believed, the pursuit of knowledge is a journey worth taking, one that can lead us to a brighter, more compassionate future. Let us carry his spirit forward, igniting our own passions and inspiring others along the way. The seeds of change have been planted. Now it is up to us to nurture them and watch them grow.